cause this is Sports Life Talk. Hey, you rock it with Sports Life Talk. Hot topics with Sports Life Talk. So come and get you some Sports Life Talk. They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so forget what you thought. Cause life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown our podcasts that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. 5 total strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones holds the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, I'm out to the south. From the cover athletes to the year of the week, we got what you need. We dropping what's hot in the streets, from copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. When gossip and tea, let Kimberly pour you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin. Let's go.
You're on mute.
Every week.
Way to start the new year.
I know, right? And then
5 years.
what happened was my battery died or was dying, so it threw me off. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk. This is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021, and we are at episode 76. So today has been a very interesting day in the world. I thought 2021 was going to be amazing, and we're 6 days in, and there's some plumfoolery happening. But we won't go into that because we don't discuss politics on this show. But what we will do is discuss some sports. So episode 76. Oh, wait, I have to introduce you guys. Not like they don't already know who you are. You know, I look different every week, so I have to introduce myself because you never know. See, that's why you need to get you a Gemini. Personalities, looks, you just never know. But up there in the top corner, shut up.
Okay.
Head coach, KT.
Wait a minute, fam. Kev, you made a commitment last episode
He did.
that you was going to do better, fam. You said you was going to do right by. You ain't breaking it already, are you?
I apologize.
You should. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that. You didn't mean it, but it's okay. Anyway, so I'm just skip right over you. So in the middle, we're back to having, she's not Kim Brule this week. She's just back to regular old Katie. How are you today, love?
I'm good. So I just want to put a disclaimer out. Today I look like extremely white or bluish.
You look like a casket ready. Yeah.
I am on a different computer, and the backlighting of this computer is making me this weird color. I have tried all types of different lighting, and it's not working or agreeing with me. So hopefully we don't lose any followers due to this.
Girl, you're the prettiest ghost I have ever seen in my life.
Thank you. Stock's plummeting right now. Cut the tape.
And then, of course, we have Mr. United Surge. That looks more like dangerous Russell Wilson by the week.
No, he has a new name, Pam.
What's his new name?
He's Russell Wilson. That's Russell
Wilson. All right.
Yeah, Brown Russell Wilson. There you go.
And then, of course, we have the mouth of the South, B. Jones. Can't have a show without him.
It's playoffs.
And I am, of course, Lady Gems, Gemini Jones. We'd like to thank you for joining us this Wednesday evening, as you normally do. So episode 76 is entitled Mr. 2-3, and the cover athlete is Jim Boeheim.
Boeheim, yeah.
Boeheim, yeah, okay, I said it right. I was practicing.
Good job.
All right, so KD, take it away.
All right, I'm gonna have to change my hashtag name, so I'm gonna need y'all to come up with something real quick to match this ghostly me today. All right, so James Arthur Boeheim. Can everybody mute their mics, please? Thank you. All right, James Arthur Boeheim is an American college basketball coach who is the head coach of the Syracuse. Is it Orange Men or Orange? Orange Men? Anybody?
The Orange Men. You got it.
You told me that, Mike. So then we gotta ask for help now.
Orange men's basketball team. Yeah.
Orange men's basketball team. Okay. Boeheim has guided the Orange to 10 Big East regular season championships, 5 Big East tournament championships, and 34 NCAA tournament appearances, including the 5 Final Four appearances and 3 appearances in the national title game. In those games, the Orange lost to Indiana in 1987 on a last-second jump shot by Keith Smart, and to Kentucky in 1996 before defeating Kansas in 2003 with All-American Carmelo Anthony. So I kept this real simple. So hopefully whatever B. Jones has for the trivia, y'all either already know or y'all are going to have to do some searching.
It's okay if I come off of mute, huh?
Yes, everybody can come off mute now.
All right, cool. Well, our favorite show mortician has gave you a little bit of the goods on Jim Boeheim. I'm not even gonna start to go through some of the accolades that this man has accomplished alongside of coaching countless All-Americans. Jim Boeheim was one of the first coaches, not the first, but one of the first coaches to be inducted into the College Hall of Fame as well as the Basketball Hall of Fame, and still be coaching. This man has coached on the Olympic team. I mean, he's won the National Coach of the Year by numerous publications. He was a 2006 John R. Wooden Coach of the Year. And, of course, we all saw him win a championship with a silky smooth stroke carrying on the back of Carmelo Anthony. So the question for this week, and shout out to a gentleman who did win the shirt a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to mention it last week, but this past week we did not have any winners, and I'll post the answer up for last week's question on our website. But this week's question: Jim Boeheim played at the University of Syracuse. Give me the name of the Hall of Famer and former mayor of Detroit that shared the co-captain honors with Jim Boeheim during his senior class, okay? So keep in mind, this is another basketball player that was co-captains with Jim Boeheim, and he ended up being a Hall of Fame player as well, and former mayor of Detroit. Give me that answer. Go to www.sportslifetalk.com and we'll win a t-shirt. Sorry, we didn't talk about what the new awards is going to be. Somebody said Marion Barry. We didn't talk about what the new awards going to be. So this week we'll still do the t-shirt. Next week, hopefully we'll all get together. We'll come up with something that'll be a little bit more upscale for your Sports Life Talk Titans out there. All right. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Jim, and you can come off. Can Jim come off mute too? She can come off mute.
I already unmuted myself.
Okay,
I'm the host. Right. I'm the host.
With the most.
First of all, Marion Barry was the mayor of DC. Scoop, I need you to do better. All right, y'all. So let's get into some local life. KT, who is the athlete for this week?
Well, for this week, Lady Gems, it's going to be athletes. It's going to be real quick. So the Dallas Morning News, they named their all-district volleyball team players. And the player of the year went to Lovejoy's Cicely Schreiber. I butchered her name, but you know what? Hey, shout out to you. Kim Payne from Northwest Eden, Natalie Glenn, who happens to be the daughter of Terry Glenn. Everybody remember Terry Glenn, Ohio State great, played for the Cowboys. Played for a couple of teams in the NFL who passed away last year. So we got Anna Heath from Wiley, Callie Kimaha from Lovejoy, Angelique Sayer from Flower Mound, Janet DeMarie from Grapevine, Madison Gilliland from Capel, and Peyton Chamberlain from Trophy Club. Those are our local athletes of the week.
I like it.
All right. And who has a local business for us this week? KD, take it away.
You got to come off mute first. All right.
I got it. I'm moving a little slow. Sorry, y'all. All right. So for local business, there is a place called the Free Man in Deep Ellum. I went to this spot on Monday night to have dinner, and I did not know that they do live music every so often. So there was a cover charge of $10, and there's like multiple parts of the spot, which you wouldn't think because it seems like it's a small location. But one side they had like a Cajun band, and on the other side they had a band that played like R&B, neo soul, and a little bit of pop music, and of course their own music. So I would say it was pretty lit. It's just the music and the ambiance is definitely worth visiting. And the drinks were good also. So I recommend for live music and drinks. So y'all check it out. It's called The Free Man in Deep Ellum.
Yo, I got a little business plug I want to plug too.
Okay.
Can I do it? It's okay. My daughter is selling rings right now on this website called Depop. She just started her own little thing. It's her first business because I know for a fact she gonna have about 10 of them things by the time she's 25 because she got that entrepreneur spirit. So I wanted to put her out there. If you want some dope rings, I may even bring some of the merch on the show next week. Hit her up on Depop. It's a website. I don't know.
Please post the link. Please send us a link so we can post it.
Yeah,
is that the letter D pop P-O-P?
Yeah, Depop. Yeah, she's selling some rings, and I think right now they 3 for $10. So holla at your boy if you want that work.
All right. And then I also have a little shameless athlete plug. Last night at the game, we played Flower Mound, and we went into OT. And the final score ended up being 58-53. We won. But I would love to give a shout out to my son who was not feeling well yesterday. And so he played horrible. I'm his mother. I can say that. He played horrible the first 3 quarters of the game. But in the fourth quarter and overtime, he pulled it out. And had he not blocked them 3 shots in overtime, they would have won by 2 points. He blocked a 3, y'all. I ain't never seen that boy jump so high in my life. So shout out to my baby boy for being awesome last night. Even though you started out looking horrible, you pulled it together for the team. Mommy loves you.
Hey, that was his flu game. That was his flu game.
Yo.
You didn't say he was Jordan in game 6. I was like, no, because Jordan still went off in the game. You didn't.
Kim. I'm sorry, Kim.
What?
You're getting killed in the
getting killed in the comments.
I'm dying. Hey, somebody called you Sookie.
Kristen Stewart and twice.
Somebody
No, it's okay.
Hey, they called you Sookie Stackhouse. Oh.
What?
One of the main characters was Sookie. She was yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, we're gonna blame this on my daughter because she's the one who snatched the computer.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh my goodness.
come on there.
At least Pam wasn't upset about all the good players getting taken out the game so early.
And I would like to give a shout out to the coach because he finally got the rotation right. He didn't take everybody out. He did give them a time to have a break and put them back in. So he did do a good amount of mixing. So yeah, that was good. But in OT, all the starters played, which
Way to be a scout there, Pam. Way to be a scout.
actually it was a coach there for him. But anyway, I digress. So we are going to move on to the drink of the week, which is good because it's really good and I don't want to drink it all before we talk about it. So KD, it's time to make a toast.
All right. So for the drink of the week, it was called One Thing, but I was inspired by Pam to change up the name. So tonight I'm going to call it the Ruby Gin. And it consists of gin, grapefruit juice, simple syrup, club soda or seltzer to finish. And then for garnishments, you're going to want to use sea salt and a grapefruit to garnish. I forgot to put my grapefruit in my drink.
I did not do a salt rim, though. I did a sugar rim.
Okay.
I know the grapefruit already has like a bitter kind of taste, so I wanted to switch it up and do a little sugar. So
yeah, so I thought this drink was going to be very, very bitter, but the simple syrup kind of cuts the bitterness. So shout out to the simple syrup. And for the toast, it is going to be Russell Wilson. He called a timeout in garbage time and had people scratching their heads in order for his teammate David Moore to receive his $100,000 bonus. he would need 35 receptions, and he was stuck at 34. Wilson and his quarterback coach called a play that got him his money. So let's toast to Russell Wilson. And David, if you're listening, drinks on you.
I'm drinking that vampire's blood for you, Kim. There you go.
I see.
Not the vampire blood. All right, so Katie, what did you say that drink was called? The Ruby Gin?
Yeah, the Ruby Gin.
Okay, I thought you said Jim. I thought you named it after.
We can call it the Ruby Gin.
Okay, thank you. All right, y'all. So let's start with the kickoff question. So the Jaguars and the Jets fired their coaches on Sunday, with a whole lot more firing to come. So all eyes are on Urban Meyer now. So KT, Urban Meyer was your guy at Florida, right? What team would you like to see him go to now?
So first of all, if I'm Urban Meyer, I am salivating right now because the Jags, they have 2 first-round picks, 2 second, and a third. So and you can get Trevor Lawrence with that first pick. So imagine how many of his former players he can get to come there because it's Florida. There's no state tax, and they have close to I want to say $100 million in salary cap room. So if I'm the owner, I'm going to get Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence, and I'm selling out the stadium for like the next 3 to 4 years.
Stacking them up right now, all one time.
Yes.
Yeah, but Kevin, let's just be real. Urban Meyer ain't gonna get no $12 million a year. That's ludicrous money. And
7 to 8.
Yeah, I think Urban may be. I think Urban may be a little overrated, but we'll talk about that. Let's keep it flowing.
All right, so KD, Myers retired from Florida and Ohio State for health reasons. So should NFL teams be worried about him and his health issues?
I will say this. Urban's health clears up when he's excited about a coaching gig. I've heard that whenever this man loses, it affects his health. So imagine him going to the NFL and winning 3 or 4 games a year. If I'm an owner, I would proceed with caution. And I'm just giving my 2 cents where it isn't asked, but I could see him going to the Jets with the possibility of drafting Justin Fields with the number 2 pick. The Jets need a CEO to help build a team the right way and someone to bring credibility to this organization.
All right. B. Jones, a lot of coaches who are successful in college make the jump to the pros with mixed results. So do you think that Myers has what it takes to be successful in the NFL?
I'm going to step out on the ledge and I'm going to go with against the common grain here. And I'm going to say no. Everybody forgets that Urban Meyer was in the NFL and he coached the Washington Redskins and it was an utter train wreck. We can make thousands of excuses for him as to why it didn't work. He wasn't able to get his quarterback. He was hindered by a salary cap. He had a horrible Dan Snyder as his owner, wouldn't put money behind the franchise. Whatever you want to say, the reality is that he showed us his style of maniacal management. It only works in the college game where he could have singular control. People don't realize that these universities, I think the statistic was 36 states in America, the highest paid official in the state is a college head coach. So think about that. If you have the most powerful person in the state as Urban Meyer, he goes into these places and get what he wants. Kevin, you talked about him getting all these Florida players as if he could just go out and recruit them. It doesn't work like that. He has to pay money.
For his former players, they would be interested.
Former players. Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not as easy as him going out there and getting on the recruiting trail and getting these players. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the way he left Florida, I get it. He was a champion, he had a great squad, but come to find out there was all kind of cover-ups and murders and all kind of madness happening in Florida. He leaves Ohio State with heart palpitations. The man gets sick under stress, and NFL is probably one of the most stressful coaching jobs as it is. We just saw Anthony Lynn write a statement talking about how hard and how privileged it was for him to even get the opportunity. So I'm against Urban Meyer. I think we ought to go with some of the other conventional. You know who I want to see? Byron Leftwich, Eric Bieniemy, Raheem Morris. Let's give individuals some opportunities. And Jim Harbaugh, Urban Meyer, that y'all sit to the side. Y'all have had your chance.
And you did mention Eric Bieniemy. I can't believe teams interviewed this man and let him leave the building.
He's interviewed with 5 out of the 6 openings already. Eric Bieniemy is interviewed for.
Don't even get me started on that. But we all know the reason why he didn't get hired. Come on now.
We do.
Yeah,
deeper shade of soul. Yeah,
Right.
he gonna get one. I think
He will, but he's only gonna get it now because it's like too much of an obvious if you didn't hire him. You know, when he proved more than enough the last 4 years that he should have already been a head coach.
Yeah, Houston needs to get him.
Okay, so Serge, we have rumors that the Jags are interested in Ohio State coach Ryan Day as a backup if Meyer decides not to accept. Who would make the better coach in the pros, Day or Meyer? And to entice the question, do you draft Fields over Lawrence?
Okay, so I'll answer the second part separately, but as far as the coaching part is concerned, I think I would probably go with Day just because of not having that issue with the health concerns of, bringing in maybe Urban Meyer and, after 2 years, we're struggling and he has some health issues. I think Day, he's proven himself. I think, just for that team to get called out the way it was by, Clemson's coach Dabo Swinney. And for them to go out there and perform like the way they did, and it wasn't, I don't want to call them that they got blown out, but it was a smash in the face. And I think he's proven himself to be a great successor to Urban Meyer there. I think, he clearly connects with his players. And so I think that would be great in, coming into the locker room into an NFL franchise. And as far as the quarterback is concerned, I think for the mere fact that if he was the one to get the job, then I would go with Fields just because I know that I've already got a rapport with him. I know how to coach him. I know what he's capable of. But I think the real important thing regardless of who is the coach, I think also being able to hire the right GM. I don't want to say that he has to be able to pick the GM, but he should have input into sitting and making sure that they sit down and, bring up together a foundation that's going forward for the next 5 to 10 years, rather than somebody who's got a different vision and coming on board. Because I feel like the Jets have always just had a bad luck, not hiring the right two group of people together at the same time to make it work. So that's just my opinion.
Okay, and there you have it, folks. So let's move into some headlines. I feel like we need some headline music.
Headlines. Where's Drake headlines?
Yeah, we need some headline music. We're going to work on that. All right. Work on that for next week. All right. So did the Philadelphia Eagles tank in the national spotlight? So B. Jones, everyone is making a big deal of the Eagles blowing a Week 17 game when they had nothing to play for. Do you have a problem with what Doug Peterson did?
All right, Pam, put the 90-second clock on. So watch me now, because I don't think so. Absolutely, I am going to take the side of the head coach. He did the absolute right thing, and I'm going to make a couple of points here to prove it. The first one is he doesn't give jack crap on what happens with the New York Giants. I'm sorry, Giants fans. This is a divisional rival. He doesn't care if they win in the game, blesses you with the opportunity to go to the playoffs. This so-called thing called sportsmanship, it will actually get him ushered out there if he doesn't perform on the field. The season was an absolute loss for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's bringing in Jalen Hurts 3 weeks ago may have been, 12 weeks too late. The truth of the matter is that this was a 4-win team before they got to this ball game. Winning 5 games would have only done more harm to the franchise, putting them in a situation with a later draft pick. Now, people say, well, this was a winnable game. You didn't try to win the game. Well, let's look at it from this perception. He also has a situation. He's going into the offseason with the Carson Wentz still on the salary cap. He has to make a decision if he can move Carson Wentz, and does he have a second option? Because Jalen Hurts looked good, but he didn't look great. I'm not taking away anything from Jalen Hurts. He can make the second-year jump like Mahomes did. He can make the second-year jump like Lamar did. But the truth of the matter is what we saw out of Jalen Hurts was a little bit better than average. It was a maybe ranked number 15 to 23 quarterback in NFL. So you get rid of Wentz, you're stuck with Jalen Hurts for the long term. I need to see what else I have, and Sudfeld deserved an opportunity. I'm sorry it came at the expense of tampering with the playoffs. I'm sorry it was uncomfortable for you, but he did what I think was best for his franchise, and now he goes into the offseason with Jalen Hurts and a top 10 draft pick.
You went 15 seconds over, but you're okay.
That was good, strong, powerful, and 100%.
Yeah, but let me just say one thing on that, B. Jones. I agree with everything you said, but he already knows what he had in that quarterback. He's been there 4 years. So that wasn't a good one. They already know what he is.
Well, he knows what he has at practice. And Allen Iverson told you best, practice.
Nah, he knows all well.
Nah, and to be honest with you, Kevin, why would I sacrifice? Why would I go from a top 10 draft pick to a number 20 draft pick?
He was going to go from 6 to 9. That was three spots. No,
okay, that's right. He wouldn't have made the playoffs. That's right.
No,
that's right.
It was more from
Still,
6 to 9.
I like where he's sitting the draft. And I'm okay with it. Get over it, man. I'm sorry. And plus, honestly, from an NFL perspective, the Redskins make a much sexy option. I believe that if the Dallas Cowboys would have won early in the day, I believe Washington would have lost that game. Because I think Dallas has a better playoff story than what the rest of those teams. But Washington definitely has something to attract fans. See Alex Smith go out there with that monstrous leg that he's sewn back on, and Chase Young, and y'all heard they've been talking trash already, huh? You hear the Washington Redskins and Bruce Arians been going at it, and it's gonna be an interesting playoff game. I'm very excited about it.
All right, so Serge, last year the Eagles were in a similar situation, and fans were begging them to tank, and now they seem to be highly disgusted that they did this year. So how should the fans feel about Sunday's performance?
Yeah, I think it was more about not necessarily the tanking part. I think it was more so that the fact that they took Jalen Hurts out the game, and I think the fans are excited about Jalen Hurts. They see some potential, and they would have rather just seen him play out the game. And I do want to piggyback on what B. Jones said, because I think you do have to take into consideration, like, they weren't healthy all season. I mean, we're talking about, like, you can't even name who their wide receiver number 1 is. Zach Ertz, who probably is their wide receiver 1, who's a tight end, was out for more than 10 weeks. I want to say 11 or 12 weeks. Miles Sanders was out a few weeks. Lane Johnson's been out more than half the season. Alshon Jeffrey was out more than half of the season. So when you add all those elements into the mix, I think it's not giving Carson Wentz a fair shot. Now, he didn't play up to par last year. Even in the last game of the season with some random receivers, he was able to still pull out a win. But I think if you are able to give him a full year, hopefully with healthy players, then we'll be able to really make a judgment on, is he our franchise quarterback moving forward or not? But it's good to have that plan B option already in your locker room, rather than having to go search for it in free agency, or having to spend an extra draft pick on getting one, or moving up to get somebody of quality. But I think the Eagles will just be fine. The least will still be the least next year, but the Eagles will just be fine.
All right, so it looks like KD ghosted us.
I'm still here. And I'm watching y'all. I just don't want.
Oh, okay, my bad. KT a couple weeks ago.
Hey, it's white in the middle right here too on this screen.
It is right. KT, we know a couple weeks ago, Jason Kelce spoke on how important winning was over player evaluation. So, do you agree with him?
I do, to a degree. And this will probably be the only time I ever take up for anybody in Philly that's not named Will Smith or Eve. All right, so for Philly fans, that game was possibly the last time that you can see Zach Ertz, Carson Wentz, and Jason Kelce on the field together in any kind of capacity. If that's the truth, then he probably should let 2 out of the 3 go in there and play and compete, because, let's be honest, you do owe it to your vets who put their bodies on the line. This wasn't a regular season. They came out and played during COVID. They played through injury. They did all of that. So I don't have a problem with him, pulling Hurts out and tanking. But if you're going to tank, can you at least do it gracefully?
Okay.
So what does tanking look like? I mean, because
What
if
does
you
it look like gracefully?
play something from the very beginning.
you know
Go
what?
ahead and play from the very beginning.
I'm tired of
Because
y'all
B-
saying they was tanking. I'm tired of y'all. Oh, I'm
B.
sorry.
Jones,
I couldn't hear you, bro.
Yeah, on quarter down, instead of kicking the field goal to tie the game, in the third quarter, he goes for it. He wasn't trying to win that game.
Man, you was tanking the season when you came into the last game with 4 wins. You had tanked back in October, man. You was done. I'm tired of everybody talking about he tanked the game. Bro, we got our intelligent sports fans that are watching this show talking about you play to win the game. Man, there's also some roster management. There's also a lot of things that go on that's not wins and losses. When you playing a constellation game in week 17 without all of the players that Sands, the players that Serge just mentioned, plus you missing a Fletcher Cox and a Derek Barnett, they didn't go into that game realistically thinking that they were going to go out there and ruin the Redskins' chances for a playoff. This man is trying to see what he got.
But B. Jones, even the players came out and said they were confused about this man's move.
They are losers. They are losers, all of them.
They can have your back.
I have a question. B. Jones, did you say they was playing in a constellation game?
A constellation game, yeah.
Consolation.
Okay, yeah, that's the word. Because I'm like constellation.
Turn.
B. Jones, at least give your players a heads up that you're gonna do something like this, though, man. Don't have them.
Give them a heads up. Well, they not the coach. They don't need a heads up. See, that's the problem. You got players out there thinking I need the coach
to just pull the rug under them like that.
The coach need to come ask me what we gonna do. And that's where they wrong. Guess what? This head coach that you questioning right now just took you to the Super Bowl 3 years ago. And you won a Super Bowl.
What about this year?
Well, that's recent memory. That's sooner than what the Saints and what the Cowboys won the Super Bowl and the Colts.
Yeah, y'all got one Super Bowl. Whoop-de-doo. Great job, y'all.
I'm saying that's sooner. They have a Super Bowl more recent than us.
That's just like if we came on this show and I had something that I didn't want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you have my back and not talk about it? If I can't
B. Jones.
Something really serious.
B. Jones, what's the name of the basketball team in the city that the Eagles play?
The 76ers.
What did they do about 6-7 years ago? What were they known for?
I don't know.
The process.
We're taking to the process.
The process, right?
Okay.
So if any city is gonna already know what it is to go through, that hey, and look now they haven't won a championship yet, but they're a contending team for the last 5 seasons, and I see that happening for the next 5 seasons. So
yeah, but sir, the players knew about the tanking. They knew. The Philadelphia Eagles players were confused. Mike Sanders came out on the show and said, "Hey, I don't agree with what he did. We were just as confused as everybody else was." That's all.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. You sit up there talking, and you sit up there talking about it's only a difference between the 6th draft pick and the 9th draft pick. Bruh, we don't even want to go that route. What you could get with the 6th draft pick versus what you can get with the 9th. That's them total different picks. Matter of fact, if you look at the currency exchange for a 6th pick for versus a 9th pick, I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's a big difference.
No, I agree. But I'm on the part with the players. If we got her busting our ass, let us finish the job.
You should have bust your ass in August.
They were trying.
We was at training camp.
But the fact that they were in this game, they could have beat Washington if they.
I'm gonna get off of it.
All right then, y'all. That was fun.
And KD, damn it, you crazy. Mike Thomas is the number 1 wide receiver. Stop smoking that herb. It ain't legal yet.
Maybe the Eagles should hire Mike McCarthy as their coach.
Yes, please take him away from us.
Right. All right, y'all. So let's move on to the power surge. So speaking of football, Surge, what you got going on this week?
Well, it's like what B. Jones said in the beginning of the show. It's playoffs. It's playoffs. But yeah, so this week we do have fantasy football still going. Obviously, we're narrowing down the teams as we're getting closer to the end of the season. But definitely want to give a shout out to B. Jones again. I think it was the 2nd time or 3rd time.
I got this thing going, and we back to back. Yeah, we going back to back.
19. We had 19 players join on Hurt So Good, and B. Jones did come out on top and win this past week in the final regular season week of Daily Fantasy. And we do have up this week's playoff edition, Lamar the Merrier. So be sure to check that out on our social media pages and make sure to try to join us. And we want to get the full 20 complimentary players to play. As far as power surge players to watch, on the quarterback side, I think for me it's a landslide, and I'm not going to even mention any other names besides Tom Brady. I think the fact that Chase Young, mentioned that he wants to get on Brady and he's coming after him. I think, Brady usually uses, bulletin board material great, and he comes out and he plays really well. And so on the running back side, I got Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb as the two guys that I'm going to be watching. I think Derrick Henry, obviously, clearly by far and away the best running back in the league. I think he'll put up monster numbers because it feels like as the season progresses, he only gets better. And Nick Chubb, I expect the Browns to, run heavy against the Steelers. And Chubb has obviously been a great running back all season. To complement Tom Brady, obviously somebody on the other side has to catch the ball. With Mike Evans, I know he's probably going to end up playing, but, he's not going to be 100%. I do expect Antonio Brown, this is probably where he's going to shine the most, as he did when he's with the Steelers. I expect Antonio Brown to have a really big game this weekend against the Washington football team. And last but not least, Mike Thomas. I think, a lot of people are obviously looking at, D-Hop, DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, have been getting a lot of shine as far as being, and even Devontae Adams from the Packers, rightfully so. But I think Mike Thomas will be able to come back and show this weekend that, why he still should be considered as the number one receiver in the league. And my power pick of the week, I got the Browns over the Steelers as my power pick because I feel like even though the Browns actually won't have their head coach on the sidelines, but the way that they're playing and running the ball and the way that their defense is playing, and the Steelers obviously haven't been looking good at all the last 5 weeks, I want to say that there's an upset brewing over there with that team. And then my lock of the week, as I mentioned about Tom Brady, I do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Washington football team and put them out of their misery. And that's what I got.
Ooh, Serge, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got a feeling. I'm going to say one statistic that stands out in my mind is the fact that the Washington Redskins has the
no
second,
Redskins, bro.
Huh? I mean,
No
I'm sorry. Hey, man, I'm a 40-year-old man at 41, and it's tough for me to break old habits, man. Been saying that since I was 5 years old. But the Washington Football Club, they have one of the second deadliest pass rush, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers give up the second most amount of sacks. And Tom Brady under pressure is not a good quarterback. I don't think this is going to be a landslide like you calling it, bro.
All right. Well, we shall see.
Your mic, Kev.
Hey, before we go on, B. John, let me just ask you something real quick, just yes or no, okay?
All right.
He's not going to do just yes or no.
Yeah, no, he has to because we're running, Okay, so the Saints were in the Eagles' position, right?
Oh my God, are we back on that?
No, it's going to be real quick. And they had a chance to stop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from going to the playoffs. What would you want? Would you want them to just not play everybody or keep Tampa Bay out of the playoffs?
I probably would mind my own business and worry about what Cowboys do. Hey,
it wasn't an option. Okay.
No, hey, Serge, let me ask you a question. I saw an interesting article this week. In your opinion, who will be the first fantasy player drafted in 2021? Who is going to be the consensus man of the hour? Who is everybody going to snag in that first round with that first pick of the 2021? You think so, Derek? I'm thinking Christian McCaffrey.
No,
I've been reading.
No. Derrick Henry.
Hey, Kev, honestly, I would rather the 6th pick over the 9th pick, man. I was just messing with you with the MYOB. But, yeah, I would take the 6th. At that point, I could care less. If Tampa Bay, let's just say Tampa Bay don't make the playoffs. In this situation, the Falcons would have made it. Or the Panthers would have made it. And I hate them too. So it don't matter, man. If you're an Eagles fan, you may hate the Cowboys the most, but you also hate the Giants. And you also hate the Redskins. You hate them all.
So you beat them. Okay, I'm muting.
All right, mute. Everybody mute. So let's move on to the drop. First of all, I'd like to point out, Katie, I said this in the group chat this week. You're trying to turn me into an alcoholic because it seemed like my eyes keep getting lower and lower and lower as the minutes go.
What I'm looking at left eye is smaller than the other eye.
It is. So I appreciate you on that. So
she does, B. Jones. Yep.
Yeah. Whatever. I do. All right. So let's move on to the drop. KD, was there some new music this week?
So a couple of weeks ago, Odell Beckham was interviewed. I can't remember who it was by, but he had mentioned they had asked about Drake and his new album and if he knew a release date for the Certified Lover Boy album. So Odell Beckham said that it was going to drop on January 1st of 2021. And it was a sad day because it didn't drop. I was really, really ready for it and we got nothing. So the anticipation is building and I'm ready for the new Drake album. But no new music dropped. Me and KT were, going through the Apple Music trying to find something. So there was an album that we missed last week and it is by an artist named Ruby Rose. I haven't listened to any of her music yet. She is co-signed by Cardi B. She has a couple of joints with Offset, I think, and maybe Playboy Cardi, which is funny because I think Playboy Cardi released something last week. If y'all don't spin her album, for all the dudes out there, I definitely recommend checking her out on Instagram because she is pretty bad. And she seems natural. She's not your typical Instagram build a body thotty, like I like to call
Cardi B?
Huh?
She's not like Cardi B?
No, she's not like Cardi B.
Oh,
yeah.
B. Jones won't like her.
Yeah.
I like Cardi.
Yeah, so I would just, take a peek on Instagram. Her Instagram handle is the Ruby Rose, and that's RUBI. Yeah, check her out. So Bijan, Coach's Groove of the Week. What you got, KT?
All right. The next time I see B Jones, I'm gonna have me a Twisted Tea in my hand. That's all I'm saying. All right, so for the song is Explosive by Dr. Dre and South the Chronic 2001 album. And I think after today is very fitting with what went on in our nation today. So Explosive.
Oh,
hey man, I want it on record that you just threatened me in front of America, man.
Yeah.
With a twisted T.
I
saw that social video. I saw that video.
Well, hey,
call you Miss Jones.
Experience when I see you. You gonna see it. Can't wait.
All right. Well, I guess I'm Pam just ain't gonna introduce me on this segment.
What happened to the Coach's Groove?
He did.
Explosive by Dr. Dre.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was in my own little world. All right. B. Jones, it's time for the drop.
I'm glad you asked. Well, you know what? I personally did get a sneaker, but for the first time, SLT Nation, we got something special coming your way. Hold that sneaker. Yes, ma'am.
Ooh,
Pam went out, got them 2021 Who Dat versions of the Air Jordan 1 Mid SC. SC stands for Street Edition. That's a sexy pair of sneaks. Hey, I love them.
Let me act like B. Jones.
Yeah, let them sit there and just ride.
Hello?
Hey, we might have to get you a Saints jersey. Get you that Alvin Kamara jersey for Sunday.
No. I also like to point out that this is my very, 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 very first pair of Jordans ever. I don't know where I'm wearing them. I don't know when I'm wearing them. I don't know what I'm wearing them with. But Jens is happy to have a pair of Jordans. Now, Scoop, they are not my other ones that had the black like I was looking for, but these are very close. So
I like them.
All right. So, Kev, let's show them the picture for this week's drop. It is the Air Jordan 1 OG, known as the Volt Gold. This shoe will be releasing Saturday morning. It will retail at $170. As you can see, this is a typical Air Jordan OG 1 with the black and a half OG fashion, while the overlays behind prefer non-neon tinged hints of Volt and Gold, each also tweaked cosmetically as they are layered atop as if flipped one way around the other. So it has the yellow soles. I mean, it just has a cool vintage look to it, as you can see with the tongue. It is a sexy shoe. My cousin called it the alpha shoe. He's an alpha, and so this is going to be one that I don't think is going to sit long on Saturday morning. Just naturally, OGs sell out quickly, so go and try to grab them. Get yourself into a raffle ASAP. I know all of the foot sites are raffling them off right now, so you can have opportunity to get these joints at $170. It's an excellent buy. I'm going after this sneaker, so cross your fingers. Next Wednesday night, we'll be holding that sneaker, bringing that boy home.
All righty. So are you gonna do this news kick with Master P?
Well, you know what? I see that we have added something. I don't really know about this news. So Kev, tell us. Oh, look, ain't that something there? That boy there. Ain't you, son?
He's like, I only do checks, man. I don't want to talk about them other.
Well, Master P and Baron Davis are trying to buy Reebok, so that's all it's about.
Okay, so we're gonna have some new Reebok owners.
Yeah, I think we briefly talked about it last week. No, I thought we did.
I thought we did too. But
no, we talked about somebody else with Reeboks. Somebody wearing Reeboks.
That's coming up later.
We talked about rocking Reeboks on a date, in a relationship. Random classics.
Previous week we talked about the Kobe AI too, right?
Yes. We broke those out the week before Christmas, I think, or it might have been the week after Christmas.
I think if they can make this happen, it's a matter of who's going to be that first couple of athletes who will sign on to be part of the Reebok company and collection. I think that'll set the trend to see if it can be really successful like it used to be back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, they're going to probably have to get some kids out of high school. Who did Tyler Hero sign with?
Probably Lenning or something. I don't know who he signed with.
Oh, okay. Well, Scoop is schooling us. Everybody in LA calls the Reebok Classic Soldiers. So I guess that dude I went out on a date with was a soldier. All right. So it's time for the Manhattan Project. So Mad question asking KD / Elvira, what you got going on today?
All right. So the news broke yesterday, the family that just has to stay relevant. Kanye and Kim announced that they are going to probably head for a divorce. Is it really unbelievable breaking news? I don't think so. I knew it was just a matter of time that it was going to happen. So my question to y'all, instead of talking about them and our crazy assumptions of what we think about them, I wanted y'all to give us a funny reason why y'all think they are getting divorced.
A funny reason why?
Yeah, like just something crazy.
The whole relationship.
He found another sex tape that while they were married that he just got a hold of, and he wasn't too happy about it.
Okay.
He got sick and tired of having to try on makeup products from Kylie and Kim. On the weekend, he was constantly being asked to try this on to see if it worked with his color. How about that one?
Okay. Pam, what you got?
He was tired of his mother-in-law running his relationship.
Now, see, that's a real reason.
I think that's more real.
She said funny. Yeah, she said off the wall.
He found out her body wasn't real.
Playboy need glasses.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go with something similar to what B. Jones said, and say that she has like a new
skin
body. Yeah, the skin black. He couldn't fit it, or she didn't make anything for him.
So
he got tired of hearing that plastic wrapping paper in bed every time she roll over. Sound like she playing with grocery bags. It just
I
So let me ask y'all this: so who's gonna be the first NFL or NBA player to try to holler at her? Because you know that.
James
no.
Harden.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's for the other one though. I don't see that.
And that doesn't
Why
matter.
not?
That doesn't
Why not?
matter.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think they.
Probably one of these youngsters. I don't know. I don't know.
It's gotta be. I feel like it's gonna be a rapper.
I think it's gonna be a rapper.
Get back at
But
Kanye.
I have a guarantee he'll be black. Whoever he is, he'll be black.
Oh my
Yeah.
She getting back with Ray J.
No, Ray J got somebody that look like her already.
Already?
Well, he been with her. I thought
Who?
Ray J. I'm thinking about Reggie.
Not Ray J. Reggie Bush.
Reggie.
Bush.
Yeah. Lilette.
Yeah.
Lilith, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, it could be Malik Beasley. He could leave Larson Pippen and go after Kim.
Man, that dude, they're off the hook.
Ain't no telling. All right, KD, what else you got?
Or maybe it'll be Tory Lanez. That's all I got for the Manhattan Project. I'm going to toss it over to you with the Uncut Gems, Pam.
I thought you had something about Devontae Smith.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. All right. So as promised, y'all, Uncut Gems is back. So I decided I was going to start dating in 2020. What'd you say?
Somebody said Porzingis. That would be just terrible.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Please
She
don't
went
do
she
that.
married old boy.
Please don't
so-
curse the Mavericks like that. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Chris Humphrey.
Please don't do that.
She could get back with Miles Austin. I cannot with you, Scoop. Where is he at
That's
anyway?
cool.
I think I saw him at Tom Thumb with Terrence bagging groceries. Anyway, so Uncut Gems is back. So my dating chronicles, let's discuss. So guys, I have a question. So this week's Uncut Gem is called The Disappearing Act. So can y'all please tell me why we're texting and chit-chatting and talking and just having us a good old conversation, and all of a sudden you disappear for a week? Okay, no problem. I don't know what happened. You might have had COVID. You might have been in the hospital. You might have had somebody pass away. You might have had to run from the police. I'm not sure. But why is it that when you hit me back up, the first thing you say to me is, "Hey, stranger"? I'm confused. So KD and I have discussed this, and what we find out is, what we have concluded is that your old dip has come back into the picture. And so you've been sniggling and giggling with her, and y'all just been in love. Oh my gosh, babe, I missed you. I missed you too. And then all of a sudden she gets on your nerves. So y'all not talking again. And so you want to go back through your phone and you want to hit me up. Well, let me tell you what Gems is going to do. Gems is going to hit you with the who this. Even though I haven't blocked you, and even though I haven't deleted your number, I know exactly who it is. But I just want you to know that I give zero shits about you anymore. So I hit you with a who this, and then I hit you with a couple of emojis, and then I just don't respond and say anything else to you. So guys, can you tell me what, in your opinion, what is the Disappearing Act all about?
Okay, so to go back to the dip. So speaking of dip, so were you nacho cheese or ranch? Because, you know, did he get the nacho cheese and he preferred that over ranch? I'm just trying to figure something out there.
I think that the dip is an old dip. Like, you already know that dip. You know, I'm a new dip. You don't know how I'm going to taste. You don't know how I'm going to taste on that chip. You know what I'm saying? But you know.
Okay, so he hasn't had the dip. He
has not had the dip.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
He ain't had the Tostitos dip. You know, he ain't had that little queso you heat up in the microwave. He had that, but he ain't had the good spinach dip over here. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of spinach dip, how long is spinach dip in play?
Just a couple weeks, maybe. Just a couple weeks.
Okay, so the nacho cheese is probably already in the microwave heated.
No,
Ready.
No, it was heated and then he put it back in the refrigerator and it was getting old. So then he was like, hey.
Yeah, but he took it out and put it in the microwave. And
he was like,
since he haven't had spinach dip yet, then I might as well keep nacho cheese.
But you already know what the nacho cheese tastes like, and you don't even like the nacho cheese. You just hungry at the moment.
Well, spinach
dip.
Got
really hungry again.
If spinach dip start tripping. and gonna let me sample it, then I'll have to mess with nacho cheese.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I done kind of got lost, but I do know that I'm about to ask my wife to go pick me up some nachos. 'Cause I don't know what the hell we talking about. Spinach dip, nacho dip. I don't even know the comparison no more.
All I'm saying
Artichoke
is,
dip, man. Come on,
all
man.
I'm saying is, guys, we're not stupid with this disappearing act that y'all do. And the thing is, if you would even come back, and I don't care if you made up a story.
Like, hey,
Hell,
stranger.
it's COVID. Say you had COVID. I don't know. Don't just come back to me 2 weeks later and say like, "Hey, what's up?" Like we've just been talking since yesterday. Like, I'm not stupid. Like,
But
just
wait a minute. I got to defend the dude on this one because I'm not trying to say women are fickle, but I hear a lot of stories of women saying, I just met him and he all in my Kool-Aid. He texting me every day and calling me, and I don't want nobody saying just, I wake up every morning, good morning, how are you? I want somebody who talk to me with some stats. So if he ain't got nothing to talk to you about, maybe he's trying to let some time get between you so you can have some good, decent conversation, and he not trying to crowd you. Get a man, appreciate the man for giving you some space.
No.
Hey Jones, I want to ride with you on this because you can't with a convincing argument, but you know damn well that ain't.
That ain't what that is.
No, well, first off, all right. So, all right.
No,
Let's break it down. So, wait a minute. How did you meet this guy?
Okay, so let me give y'all a little backstory. So I met this guy. I ain't gonna tell you where, but I met him, and we had all this text conversation. We had made plans to meet up over the upcoming weekend. He sent me a picture Friday. He was grilling food. He was like, "See, I'm a king on a grill." Da, da, da. I was like, "Ooh, that looks good." So then later on that night, I hit him with the, "Hey, how'd your food turn out?"
Nothing.
Crickets. Okay. So then Saturday morning, I was like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Crickets. So at this point, I'm done. I sent you one in the night. I sent you one in the morning, just in case you was asleep that night. You didn't see it. So then, y'all, literally 7 days later, "Hey, stranger. I'm sorry. I've been here. Where you been? I didn't go nowhere. I'm not strange. I'm not a stranger."
2 questions. Does he listen to the show and heard you talk about him and them soldiers?
No.
And 2,
no, this is somebody completely different.
did you make him them canned Glory Greens I told you to stay away from?
Oh my God. Anyway. So then,
did you cook them greens? Because we told you on this show, we told you to leave them damn greens alone.
I have not made them damn greens since then. Y'all make me sick.
Pam, I was rocking with you on that.
Okay, so let me finish the story, B. Jones. So he says, "Hey, stranger," and I hit him back with like a whole 4 lines full of laughing emojis. Do you know what this man responded back to me and said? "Oh, sorry, I had to get a new phone."
Hey, that's what somebody put in there. Katie Damon said his phone got turned off. That man just trying to survive.
No.
And he a truck driver.
Ain't no man about to go a whole 7 days without a phone.
Scoop said he a truck driver.
Everybody trying to save this dude. Hey,
it don't matter because it's done and over with. I never responded after that, so I think he got the hint. The point is, if you got another dip, and if you dipping your chip in some other dip, and I say something to you or I text you, you better respond back, because if you leave me waiting too long, I'm sorry, about after the first 48 hours, I'm out.
Well, you know what? He was queuing for nacho cheese because that's what she likes. She spent the night, and they had some more cheese that morning. And then a week later,
you gotta relax.
He threw the cheese away, and then he wants some spinach dip. That's all it is.
I am not. Look. Let me tell you, I'm the appetizer. I'm the first thing on the menu. You're not about to put me down at the bottom. I'm not in a to-go box. You know what I'm saying? I'm first.
But the dessert
is the best part. When you first get to the damn restaurant.
The dessert is the best part, though.
Scoop is just trying his best to come up with some stuff.
He was cooking that day and dropped his phone after the picture, and he was too drunk to fix it the next day. That's lies.
You know
lies,
what? Y'all, you know what? I'm done.
He was sneaker shopping. He was trying to do some sneaker shopping.
No, and let me tell you something else about the phone situation. Somebody always has a phone laying around, even the dude. So yeah, his phone died, it broke. Whatever. I can almost bet you money that these men have a backup phone that they can switch to. So miss me with all that.
A work phone?
Elvira, everybody don't have money like that, okay?
Yeah, he ain't got a backup phone. He got backup women. That's what he.
Exactly. I don't know how we started getting on appetizers.
He ain't got no backup phone.
Earlier, I just,
No, you are part of a roster. You are what they. You the sixth man. That's
Now,
what you
don't
need to
get me
say.
wrong. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about this. Don't get me wrong. I understand that when you first meet somebody, typically you should already know they got a few waiting that they can call and do some things with. But the point is, if you're not willing to give someone a fair chance, then don't bother, or either state that up front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't make somebody think that you really want something with them when you got a whole 5-6 women back here that you rotate in between. If I'm going to be part of the rotation, I need you to let me know I'm part of the rotation. Now, and that'll be on me if I choose to double dutch my way into the rotation or if I turn around and walk away. But you need to be honest. I know y'all not going to be. It's okay.
I'm about to say, ain't nobody gonna mess
Ain't nobody going to say that.
Yeah, that text cannot be, hey, stranger. It has to be, hey, my bad, I've been MIA.
That's all I'm saying, Serge.
You know,
That's all I'm saying.
Stuff or going on.
Absolutely.
But hey, stranger, it makes it so obvious, like, okay, it's like I've done this before to somebody else and it's worked. Let me try this on her too.
Exactly, but it doesn't work on me. I'm smarter than that.
You're Gemini, that's why.
Absolutely. My other personality picked up on your bullshit. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me.
Kevin, you got to put the little censor warning.
This show, right? It's the only uncut version of the show you get.
Y'all, it's hot up in here. Let's go and finish up this show. All right, so B. Jones, let's go on with the yeet for this week.
All right, so to show my professionalism and my respect to one of my partners who's watching the show probably for one of the second or third time, I'm going to do something. I'm going to step out of my character, and I am going to acknowledge a son of Louisiana, which you almost mentioned him, Pam, DeVonta Smith. This week, that young man went on the podium. As a matter of fact, it was last night in a teleconference style alongside of all the former Heisman winners, and he became the newest member to one of the most elite fraternities in America. DeVonta Smith, the wide receiver for Alabama. But guess what? Alabama had to dip into my state of Louisiana and get a small kid out of a meat Louisiana. Now, the reason I'm giving DeVonta this yeet, because if anybody follows college football like me, you probably recognize the names that have came out as wide receivers over the last 3 to 4 years that DeVonta Smith has played alongside. DeVonta Smith started his career in the national championship game catching a catch that won the actual championship game against the University of Georgia. And now he goes on 3 years later to accumulate 22 touchdowns receiving. And I mean, he just literally dominated Notre Dame all over the field on the previous week. So DeVonta Smith was not the biggest. He's not the fastest, but the guy is literally elite. So for being a son of Louisiana, for going out there doing what you do, even though you were Roll Tide, I'll say it for that one time, I give you, DeVonta Smith, the yeet of the week. You deserve a yeet.
All right, y'all. Let's go and wrap this up because I don't think I can see straight no more. All right. So,
Pam, you got to talk about the drink from last week and how good it was.
Yeah, I told you turning me into an alcoholic because I was gone on that too. So honestly, I think it's the gin. I'm not a gin drinker. So
Look
my
right
body,
here, Pam.
huh?
Look right here. All right, make it sure.
So I think it's my body rejecting the gin or something. I don't know. I'm about to go, man. I'm about to snatch this wig off. Shout out to these headband wigs though. Oh, they are so amazing. I'm about to snatch this wig off. And I'm going to bed, so nobody text me tonight. All right. Oh, wait, and this is my dip on my chip. All right, so 2-minute warning. Who y'all shouting out this week? Serge?
Shout out to, man, I don't know. I want to give a shout out to my Colts for making the playoffs. That's what I want to give a shout out to. Even though the Titans won the division, the Colts, I don't think anybody before the season realistically thought because of overpaying Phillip Rivers, giving him $25 million, rookie running back, starting rookie running back. I don't think many people expected us to be also one of the better defensive teams in the league either. So I want to give a shout out to my Colts for making the playoffs, and hopefully we can upset Probably not likely, but hopefully we can upset the Buffalo Bills this weekend.
That's a nice hat too, Serge, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you rolling.
All right. B. Jones, what you got this week?
I'm gonna start off with the Hall of Fame finalists led by Peyton Manning and Calvin Johnson. We also got a couple other big names on the list like Reggie Wayne, Charles Woodson, John Lynch, Clay Matthews, Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Rondé Barber, just to name a few, and former LSU guard Alan Faneca as well. So
a lot of good players.
A lot of good players. Going to be tough to narrow that thing down to 5 to 6 players. I think they said they can max out at 8. So I'm pretty sure they're going to go as deep as they possibly can in this class. I also want to send a shout out to Justin Jettas Jefferson winning the Rookie of the Year award out of LSU. He broke Randy Moss and Anquan Bolden's rookie records. So phenomenal job. Just another example of how if Devontae Smith would have came to LSU, he probably would have had that same kind of love. I also want to send a shout out to Bianca Smith. She became the first black female Major League Baseball coach. So she's coaching in the minor leagues, and I thought that was pretty phenomenal. And lastly, news of the NBA planning to expand. It's a $2.5 billion planned project. I think they're going to bring in a new team. The finalists, which are the headlines, is going to be Seattle, Vegas, Kansas City, Louisville, and Mexico City. Each team is required to pay $166 million, all 30 teams, in order to pull off this expansion project. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that's all I got, Pam.
Damn,
That's it?
a lot.
That's
All
it.
right, KT, what you got?
B. Jones did all the shout outs.
Right.
I want to shout out to everybody who rock with us tonight. We really appreciate you. When y'all in our comments, man, it makes it just so much better and so much fun for us. So, hey, do us a favor for next week. We know you're here. Tell a friend and then tell them to tell a friend to join us next week, please. But thank y'all for rocking with us.
See how lit I can get next week. All right, KD, what you got?
Yeah, and hopefully we didn't lose any followers or viewers tonight because my lighting was so bad. So I promise.
You look gorgeous as always.
I promise to have better lighting. So my shout out for this week is to Target. Target they are having a HBCU design challenge, and it was created to recognize rising art students at historically Black colleges and universities and give them access to empower their imaginations. Y'all, they have apparel, different kind of shirts that all these creatives created. So I definitely recommend to go snatch a few.
All right.
All right, and I'd like to shout out KD because, girl, this drink got me over here rocking it.
Yeah. Can we hurry up and finish because Pam's eyes are closing?
I ain't going to make it too much longer. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to another episode of Sports Life Talk, where life without sports is just talk, and we will see you here again next week. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeet!
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the AM, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she wanna vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Philippe's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the 8. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be playing. Slide and I skate this. She dummy, probably thinking who this. Yeah, money now it's funny how I see the moves.